Imagine standing at the edge of history, watching a young man chosen by God step into a role no one had held before. The first king of Israel. Tall, strong, and commanding, Saul seemed destined for greatness. The people cheered, the prophet anointed him, and the nation pinned its hopes on his shoulders. But what happens when fear whispers louder than faith? When jealousy clouds judgment, and impatience drives decisions that betray the very calling God placed on your life? This is the story of Saul, a king anointed for glory, yet haunted by insecurity. A man who could have led a united Israel in obedience and trust, but whose choices set him on a path of isolation, conflict, and tragedy. In the next few minutes, you'll see the rise of a leader, the pressures that shaped him, and the devastating consequences of decisions made without full faith. Saul's journey is both a cautionary tale and a mirror for all of us. A story about power, responsibility, and the cost of turning away from God. Stay with us and discover how the first king of Israel's promise became a warning for generations to come. Imagine a time when Israel had no king. The tribes were led by judges, leaders chosen by God to guide the people through difficult times. But the people wanted something more, someone they could see, a king like all the other nations. 1 Samuel 8:5. Enter Saul, a young man from the tribe of Benjamin. Tall, strong, and commanding, Saul had the appearance of a leader. But behind that strong exterior was a humble heart, not yet tested by the weight of responsibility. 1 Samuel 9:2. Saul's story begins when the prophet Samuel, guided by God, secretly anoints him to be Israel's first king. 1 Samuel 10:1. This moment is both beautiful and terrifying. Saul is chosen by God, lifted above his peers, and entrusted with a nation. The promise is immense, but so is the responsibility. Saul is suddenly the hope of a nation. He rallies the tribes, leads Israel into early victories, and gains recognition as a strong, capable leader. Yet beneath the surface, the first seeds of insecurity are quietly growing. Saul's reign begins with promise, but soon the pressure of leadership weighs heavily on him. One early test comes at Gilgal. The Philistines are gathering to attack, and Saul waits for Samuel to arrive to offer the sacrifices. But as the army grows impatient, Saul takes matters into his own hands, offering the burnt offerings himself. 1 Samuel 13:8-14. It seems like a small decision, but it reveals a larger truth. Saul chose human expectation over God's timing. When Samuel arrives, he rebukes the king and declares that Saul's kingdom will not endure. Obedience, not expedience, is what matters. Later, during the campaign against the Amalekites, God commands Saul to destroy everything: the people, the livestock, the king. Yet Saul spares King Agag and keeps the best animals. 1 Samuel 15. On the surface, it might seem clever, but it is a direct defiance of God's instructions. Samuel confronts him, saying, "To obey is better than sacrifice." 1 Samuel 15:22. The lesson is clear. God's commands are not negotiable, even for a king. And then comes David, a young shepherd boy chosen by God, anointed in secret. 1 Samuel 16:12-13. David defeats Goliath, a feat that terrifies Saul and inspires the nation. 1 Samuel 17. The people celebrate David, singing, "Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands." 1 Samuel 18:7. Instead of rejoicing, Saul is consumed with jealousy. He begins to see David not as God's chosen servant, but as a rival to his throne. Attempts on David's life follow. first with a spear, then through plots and battles. Saul's fear and envy begin to dominate his actions, isolating him from allies, advisors, and even the Spirit of God. Saul's story reaches its tragic conclusion at Mount Gilboa. The Philistine army is overwhelming. The Spirit of the Lord has departed, and the guidance of prophets is no longer present. 1 Samuel 16:14. Saul is alone, his family slain, his people vulnerable. In desperation, he turns to forbidden counsel from a medium at end of 1 Samuel 28:7-19. This act, born of fear, demonstrates how far he has drifted from God. Leadership, once divinely anointed, is now overshadowed by disobedience and paranoia. The battlefield is brutal. Saul's sons are killed, and Saul, mortally wounded, falls on his own sword. 1 Samuel 31:4. Israel mourns, the nation is left vulnerable, and the first king's story ends in despair. Saul's life is a powerful reminder that leadership, influence, and opportunity are sacred responsibilities. His rise shows promise, courage, and favor, while his fall shows what happens when fear, envy, and disobedience take control. Even today, his story resonates. The questions Saul faced are the same we face. When given power, influence, or responsibility, will we trust God's guidance? Will we obey even when it's hard? Will we allow fear or jealousy to shape our choices? Saul's life teaches that true strength is not in stature, armies, or public acclaim, but in integrity, obedience, and faithfulness to God. Every decision carries weight. Choices ripple through families, communities, and nations. So ask yourself, in your life, in your work, in your relationships, are your choices guided by fear and pride, or by trust, courage, and faith? Saul's story is tragic, yes, but it is also a guide. May we learn from it and strive to walk faithfully, even when the stakes are high. For more inspiring Bible-animated stories like this, please subscribe to our channel, and also let us know the Bible stories you would like from us in the comments below. Thanks for watching.